BFTB, best fight the best. So Kubrat Pulev beats Hughie Fury in a unanimous decision to become the IBF mandatory that he already was. It's the dumbest shit in the world, but whatever. So, I said this already, I will say it again. I made posts about it, videos about it. Anthony Joshua is fighting Kubrat Pulev or Dillian Whyte. I said he's fighting the winner of Kubrat Pulev, Hughie Fury, or Dillian Whyte. He is fighting Kubrat Pulev or Dillian Whyte. Period. Okay, now that we got this out of the way, we'll go ahead and do the post-fight. Kubrat Pulev is not good. He's not good. He has a very stiff jab, and that is it. That is the reason why Eddie Hearn was begging to get Kubrat Pulev. Was begging to get that fight. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn is a very, very smart snake, man. Very, very smart. No, now, Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn had made his Vladimir Klitschko fight, got that fight. Now he wanted, actually before that, but still, that's the fight that he wanted. He wanted the Kubrat Pulev fight. He was trying to get that fight for a long time, years, as a matter of fact. Been trying to get the Anthony Joshua Kubrat Pulev fight. Now that Kubrat Pulev is again the mandatory, that will be the fight for Joshua. Listen, bro. Kubrat Pulev is horrible. I don't care what anybody says. He's not good. He's not good. Not from what I see. He throws the jab. His jab is good. I'll give him that. He throws the jab, and then after he throws the jab, he grabs you. He fights the same style as Vladimir Klitschko. Punch and grab. Punch and grab. Now, Hughie Fury was playing into that because he kept putting his head, he would grab Pulev himself, but Pulev would just throw his hand over top of his fucking head and put him in a headlock. Consistently. Hughie Fury is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Just horrible. But people will say, oh, Hughie Fury he's a good technical boxer. Now, I thought Hughie Fury beat Parker. I did think he beat Parker. I thought he outboxed him. But in this fight, it just showed just how bad Hughie Fury is. And Pulev is not good either. He's not good at all. Just a big guy with a good jab. That's it. He's really not even a big, whatever. To me, this was a whack-ass fight. Kubrat Pulev is like going in circles. He beat Hasim Rahman to be the fucking IBF mandatory to start out with. And then when it's time for him to get his IBF title shot, he pulls out just to fight an eliminator to be the IBF mandatory again. Make that make sense. There's 3 other belts. 3. But the only one you want to go after is the IBF. There's 3 other titles. The WBA, the WBC, and the WBO. But yet, Kubrat Pulev only wants to go after the IBF. You were the IBF mandatory. You pulled out of the IBF mandatory spot, vacating the IBF mandatory. You vacated it just to go back and fight for it again. Whatever. Listen, man. This was a whack-ass fight. The only thing that I seen that's good about that fight was that Kubrat Pulev has a known good jab. He has a known stiff jab. This is something that we all knew. Everybody knows Kubrat Pulev has a really good jab. Stiff one. Very stiff. Powerful, sharp. We know that. And that is all. He doesn't have nothing else. That's it. He has a stiff jab and a grab. He's a jab and grab. That's what he is. He's a jab and grab. And that's all I seen. Jab and grab. So Anthony Joshua will be fighting Dillian Whyte or Kubrat Pulev. Now it's looking like it will be Kubrat Pulev, to be honest. I think it'll be more so Kubrat Pulev than Dillian Whyte. Although Dillian Whyte will make, since Dillian Whyte is a fucking coward that's just looking for a payday, that's all he's looking for. That's why he's turning down everybody and picking the people that's going to give him the biggest payday. He's not picking people that's going to give him a title shot at Deontay Wilder, the person he claims that he wants. He's not picking anybody that's going to give him a title shot there. No, he's just picking people that are going to give him a title shot. He's picking people that are going to give him a payday. That's it. These people will give him a payday. He'll get that payday with whomever, and then that's who he's going to be going after. A payday. Nothing more, nothing less. He can yell and scream like a bitch about how he wants Deontay Wilder, but you have the opportunity to have Deontay Wilder if you would have fought Dominic Brazil, which you didn't. You had the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder if you fight Luis Ortiz, which you still can and you won't. So, which tells me if you got the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder by taking two separate fights, two separate avenues, there's two separate roads that you can go. You can fight Deontay Wilder, and you're not taking either one of them, then you don't want Deontay Wilder. It's just that simple. You're sitting around waiting for the next payday, which is going to be April 13th against Anthony Joshua. Now, if you could have got the payday against Chisora, a guy that you feel you can beat, then you would have definitely took that for December 22nd. But since Chisora's playing hardball, because Chisora's like, well, you're either going to give me more money or you're going to fight Ortiz and be looked at like a fucking coward. But since over there in the UK, they really don't care about being looked at like a coward, that doesn't matter to them, then shit, Dillian Whyte is good. Now, this, again, back to this post-fight. Horrible fight. I mean, Pulev won, but he looked whack. I don't know why. Well, I do know why Jarrell Miller didn't fight him. Jarrell Miller should have fought him. I think Jarrell Miller would have had a good chance of beating him. And then he would have got a good chance of getting his ass whipped too, to be honest. Because Jarrell Miller gets hit. He gets hit a lot. A lot. And he relies on his fatness and size to, get him through. But he was rocked by Gerald Washington. He was rocked by Gerald Washington. So I think Kubrat Pulev would have did him something serious with that jab, which is probably the reason why he ducked Kubrat Pulev. But still, like, man, all these dudes is suckers, man. They're all whack. I'm gonna duck Kubrat Pulev and the IBF mandatory, but I'm gonna say I want a title shot. I'm gonna say I'm not getting a title shot. Yeah. And Dillian Whyte, yeah, I'm gonna duck Dominic Brazil and Luis Ortiz, but then I'm gonna say the WBC is doing me dodgy. WBC is doing me dodgy because I'm ranked number 1, so that means I should fight for the title, although there's a mandatory for it, and the mandatory is willing to fight me. The mandatory is willing to fight me for the one mandatory and clear everything up, but since, for whatever reason, I'm just not going to fight him. And I'm just going to keep crying like a bitch that the WBC is doing me dodgy. Then the WBC orders something, so they order a fight with Ortiz, a guy that I've been talking shit about, an old guy that I've been talking shit about and saying that ducked me. So they ordered that fight, but then I'm going to turn it down. Even though if I do fight him, I'll get a shot at Deontay Wilder. But, WBC's fault. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn that fight down too and sit back in the corner and cry like a bitch and wait for April 13th to get my title shot again. Although I could have gotten a title shot at any time I wanted to because I'm in the same stable as the guy that has the other belts. I'm in the same stable. I'm under the same promotional team. So I could have got that fight at any time I wanted to. At any time my manager wanted to. My promoter. And anytime he wanted to have that fight, I could have got it. But I'm going to cry like a bitch about the WBC and not fight whoever they're telling me to fight to get the title shot. They're all fucking suckers, man. They're all whack. Tyson Fury's the only one with courage. He's the only one. The rest of them dudes is fucking suckers. Yeah, I'm going to ask for $50 million because I'm going to say they can't pull up that money. But then when they give me that money, I'm going to go ahead and turn it down and say I'm not selling my soul for $50 million. Didn't say I didn't see proof of funds. I didn't see it. Although you've never seen proof of funds in anything else. I wonder what funds you saw in the Charles Martin fight. I wonder what funds you saw in the Vladimir Klitschko fight. I wonder what funds you saw in Joseph Parker fight. It's funny, you only need to see funds in the Deontay Wilder fight. For whatever reason. For whatever reason, you need to see funds in the Deontay Wilder fight, but you didn't need to see him in any other fight. You just took Eddie Hearn's word, you took everybody's word, and it was there, and then you went and fought and got paid. But for this fight, you can't go and fight and get paid. Man, yeah, they're all fucking suckers, man. They're all suckers. So my post-fight for Kubrat Pulev, Huey Fury, they're all trash. Both of them. Garbage. And one of them will be fighting Anthony Joshua, and the fan bitches and the LTNK members will be pumping this guy up like he's the greatest thing since sliced cheese. He's only got one loss to Vladimir. The great Vladimir was his only loss. This guy is phenomenal. He's so good. He's so spectacular. Whatever, man. What the fuck ever. All these fucking fraud cowards will eventually have to run into the man. And when they do, they will get destroyed. Bomb Squad. There's my post-fight. BFTB, and I'm out.